Hi everyone. So I have a special guest today, my husband Derek, and I'm really excited to be asking him questions because he doesn't know what they are. So it's going to be candid and off the cuff, and we're just really excited to be going through this journey and to have you guys with us. And I hope that maybe something Derek says maybe reaches you or your husband in a way that you didn't think it would, or maybe you learned something new or something kind of sparks your attention. So I'm just going to get right into these questions. Derek's on the hot seat. Dad to be. Okay, so talk about hearing from God the night of the tree lighting, or what did you see that kind of prompted you to think about being a dad?
Yeah, so as I was looking around, I saw a lot of other parents, a lot of other dads that were there, and they had their kids up on their shoulders, and they were carrying them around, and it's a happy season, the Christmas season, and so everybody was joyful and happy and excited, and just seeing the kids running around. But I think it was the person that was standing in front of me, the one that really struck me the most was the gentleman in front of me that had the little boy up on his shoulders, and I thought, man, I want that to be me.
God also spoke to me, which you heard in a previous video, and that's just really special. The tree lighting is downtown. It's a big event here in State College, and it was really cool because God spoke to both of us that night, but in a different way. We've always wanted to be parents, but he was like, nope, now's the time. It's going to be now. So that was crazy for both of us. What pregnancy fears did you have? We've kind of heard about mine, my fears of not being able to get pregnant. What were your fears early on?
Well, I mean, my fears were the traditional, man of the household fears originally. Can we provide for a child? Will we have the right insurance? Are we ready to be parents? Right? I thought about all those things, but I don't think any of them were ever fears. The only fear was, can we get pregnant? And I feel like a lot of people would relate to that question because it's something that makes sense, You're not really quite sure. But it started with, will Stephanie be able to get pregnant? Meaning, will all your things work? However that goes. And then it was, wait a second, what about me? Because I have a friend who was the reason why they couldn't get pregnant. Ultimately they ended up getting pregnant, but after about a year and a half worth of trying. So those were some of the fears that went through my mind early on.
It's just funny when you
say early on, but in the very beginning.
So, yeah. It's funny when you said, are we ready? We don't even have a pet, guys.
No, anybody always that would say you should get a dog. I said,
I'm going to have a kid first.
Not a dog.
Yep, that's funny. So leading up until you found out that we were pregnant, how did we kind of prepare ourselves? And you could talk about praying and things like that, just openness of your heart and mind. How did you prepare for hopefully a positive?
Well, I don't know if I necessarily prepared much. I certainly prayed over it often, and the morning that I found out that she was pregnant, and I don't know if that's one of the questions, but I had prayed just that morning in church because it was Sunday whenever she told me, and I prayed over the traditional things such as, if it's God's will, let it happen, and if it's supposed to happen now, I think we're ready for it, and we would love to be able to receive that gift, and pray the worries away that things weren't going to be all right, and that's about it.
And the best part was, I knew at that point. I knew the night before, and I wanted it to be really special for Derek, and I'll get into that, but I knew that I was pregnant at church. I didn't know that Derek prayed for me while we were there, but I just think that's so special when your marriage is rooted in God, and that's first, and that's the foundation. Everything can be built strong from that. And I think out of anything, I'm so thankful that we have that, because I think that I know that in this whole process, it'll be God throughout, and he was the one, and we know that. We always said when we do get pregnant, and we weren't telling anyone we were trying or anything like that, no one knew but us and God. But we always said that when we found out, it would be so great because we could say that's from God. That was literally from him. What happened last night when you came home from grocery shopping?
Well, I walked in and I had a handful of groceries. This was at probably, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night or so last night. And it was hilarious because I'm very observant. You can't get too many things past me.
Like, if you move something, he'll be like, did you? I'm like, no, I didn't touch that. But I probably did.
So I left and she was sitting on the couch and I came home and expected her to be in the same place. But as I walked in, just her computer was sitting there and she wasn't. So immediately I thought, well, this is awkward. And then as I kept walking, I thought I saw her out of like the corner of my eye, standing in the corner, like super like horror movie-ish. And I'm like, no, Stephanie wouldn't be somebody who's trying to scare me. Like, it can't be her. So I just kept going.
So he kept his back turned towards me.
Yeah. And then I set my bags down. I turn around and sure enough, there she is with this big display. And I don't know if she's already shown that to you guys or not, but these things hanging from the ceiling and baby
things
clothes.
Are called onesies.
Onesies and booties and all kinds of things hanging around. And I think there was a date set up there with the anticipated or expected birth date of the child. So it was cool. But my reaction probably wasn't what she was expecting.
He was he's like, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I didn't know how he would react, but it was awesome. It was just us, and it was a really cool way to do it. And I will make sure
I think in my heart
pictures.
I was already decided that it had happened.
It's a decided heart.
She was saying different things that these symptoms were going on, and I kept saying, well, yeah, because you're pregnant.
Like, he already
Not arrogantly.
thought it.
Like, I wasn't saying, like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm just saying it, like, kind of joking. Like, oh, well, that's because you're pregnant. You're pregnant. And sure enough, that was why.
Yeah. What do you think our parents will say and our siblings? How do you think they'll react?
They'll probably say about time.
I think they're going to be shocked.
I think they're going to cry.
No one knows. Guys,
they're not going to
this is
believe
the thing.
us.
So Derek and I are like...
We'll have to video for this.
We will. But like we travel a lot. We don't have a pet. So like we can leave and that's that. And we always joke like my sister, you know, that she'll be the first one to have kids. And she gets married next December. And this is going to be... I can't... Oh my goodness.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. I think they'll be so excited. And
they want to become grandparents desperately. So we're thankful that we can give that to them.
They got their wish. What are you most nervous for when it comes to being a dad?
Now, wait a second. That's not what that question asks.
I switched them. Don't be looking.
What am I most nervous for? Oh, goodness. Being alone with a child at first. I don't like to hold other people's babies right now. Like, there's a certain age. If a child is like under 6 months, I don't like to hold it because I feel like I'm gonna break the child.
But when it's
like
yours, though.
Oh, I feel like it'll be completely different when it's mine.
Yeah.
But I'm just nervous for that moment where Steph's like, I gotta run to the grocery store, and Derek's stuck home. And I literally was thinking about it today, where I'm at home on the couch and the baby's crying, and I'm like calling my friend, like, dude, what do you do? And I'm trying these things to get the baby to stop crying. But then I also thought to myself, wait a second. That's not going to happen.
No.
I don't think that the baby's going to be bad. So.
No. You'll be a great dad. What are you most excited for? Like, what are a few things that are popping in your head that you're so excited for?
Oh, just all the dad things?
Like?
I don't know. Whether it's a boy or girl, although I have a decided heart that it's a boy. But just teach them things. To be able to do the things like have the child on my shoulders. And I don't know, just for them to call me dad. I think it'll be so exciting. They'll say daddy before mommy.
We'll see. So he kind of answered my next question, which is, do you think it's a boy or girl, and why?
It's a boy.
Why?
Because we prayed for it.
We prayed for a healthy baby.
We did.
But we both had an inkling it's a boy.
Yeah, you're right. We had a feeling that it was a boy.
Even before it happened. And we have a name that we're not sharing.
Yes.
Because we're not finding out.
We won't find out until the day that it happens.
And that's the thing. So, Derek, how do you feel about that? Not finding out the gender?
Well, at first...
Because most people do. I would say 90% of people...
That's not the last question on
No. 90% of people find out the gender of their baby so they can do the baby room and have the shower.
I feel like if it's what you want to do, then I'm on board with it. But I don't think that it matters. You know, whatever we're blessed with, we're going to be grateful for and take care of it, whether it's a boy or a girl. And well, we have 2 good names picked out, I think, already, and that's subject to change, I guess. But and I was asking her last night. I said, well, if we do that, I said, is there anything like specific that a girl baby would need that a boy doesn't need?
No, not
like,
really.
Does she need anything for like her things or anything like that? And I'm like,
no.
As long as that's not necessary, then I guess it doesn't really matter if you know whether it's a boy or a girl or not, because we'll just make it all gender neutral.
Right. My mom and grandmom always used to say there are few surprises in life, and birth should be one.
Yeah.
And ever since I was a little girl, it was in my head that I wouldn't find out. And my mom didn't with us. She had boys and girls' names picked out for both my sister and I, and I think it's just special to me to honor that my mom did that, and it's just really exciting. I think I can't wait until they say it's a. But like I said, if you were to ask us what we think, we thought it was a boy. We always thought our first would be a boy. The last question is, what kind of dad do you want to be?
A good one. One that the baby grows up and is thankful for, proud of, honors, looks up to. Mm-hmm. Just like I did a good job raising a baby. So I don't know. I like the shirt that one of the shirts that she got, one of the onesies. I say shirt, onesies that she got.
I have it over here.
It says, "Dad's my dude."
Let me get it. Hold on.
No, you don't have to get it.
I want to get it. I want to get it.
So, Dad's my dude. And I feel like that pretty much sums it up. You know, whether it's a girl or a boy.
Oh, no, I can't.
If they can say, Dad's my dude, I think I did an all right job. That's okay, babe.
Found it.
There it is. Dad's my dude.
Well, guys, you got it. Interview with Derek, and so thankful to have him be here with us tonight on this little video, and just so excited for what's to come.
Yep. Bye, guys.